What's up? You read that title right. Keerthan strives to be a CEO worth $100 million in the future. This interview was a great interview. We talked about the two projects he's working on. And then also a fun fact about Keerthan, he's from Fremont, California. He went to Irvington High School. I'm a sophomore at Irvington High School, and I also live in Fremont, California. So this was really one of my favorite episodes. So just sit back and enjoy the show. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode on the Ochakde Show. I'm your host, Sachin. I'm an entrepreneur and educator from the Bay Area. Today, we have amazing guest, Keerthan. Keerthan, welcome to the show. How's your day going?
Thank you for having me here. My day is pretty good. Monday, it's pretty bright outside in SoCal. So yeah, it's going pretty well so far.
Awesome. I'm glad to hear that. Do you want to introduce yourself quickly?
Yeah, once again, my name is Keerthan. I am a sophomore at University of Southern California, and I'm studying business administration here. And I am working on two companies right now. One is a CBD Gummy Company, advised by someone named Mikhail Nehor, and the second is a gaming energy drink company that I'm working on with a YouTuber named Crying Man.
That's amazing. How
Thank you.
old are you right now?
I am 19. I'm actually about to turn 20 in 4 days, so that's pretty cool.
Oh, happy early birthday, man.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah, so I'm familiar with Sense Fiction. I know a lot of people know you because of Sense Fiction. What has your journey with that company been like, and what are your next steps?
Yeah, for sure. So Sense Fiction, just to give the little spiel on it, um is a physical products brand towards fiction book lovers. And it is all about like making like the experience of reading like a little more livid, a little more sensual. And the first product was a bookish candle that smelled like a vintage leatherback book. And the concept was you light it while you read to give you that little nice sensory experience, to keep you like hooked in onto the page of your book. We had a Kickstarter for it last year, and we had about like $6,000 raised for pre-orders, which helped fund our first
Wow.
round of inventory. And then from there, we had like another $4,000 just like on our website. And to keep an update on it, like that has so far been the journey of it. But as of now, I am planning on putting a pin on Sense Fiction because like these other two companies that have just come into the mix for me, I am honestly way more excited about, and I can see way more growth opportunity there for me. And don't get me wrong, I really liked working on Sense Fiction. It's just I feel like I just need to grow a little more, you know what I'm saying? And then I feel personally for me, I resonate more with the other companies I'm working on compared to Sense Fiction. But who knows what the future holds? I might come back to Sense Fiction later down the road. Right now, it is just going to be this thing on paper for me until
Got it.
I end up like coming back to it or something later in the future or so.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's what a serial entrepreneur is, right? So that's exactly what you're doing. So I think that's amazing. Tell me about
Appreciate it.
the CBD company.
Yeah, so little backstory on it. The In September, I went to a business conference in Austin, Texas, and over there I met somebody named Mikhail Nehor. He really vibed with me. He loved the energy I portrayed towards everybody in the event. And Mikhail hit me up to start a CBD gummy company. Actually, a little bit about Mikhail. Mikhail last year in March sold a company in the kitchen supply space for $100 million. It
Ooh,
was
damn,
yeah, it was
nice.
a nine-figure exit, and so it's kind of cool that Mikhail is trying to like pull me into the mix of like the next company he's trying to build, and it's super cool. But anyways, the company, to be honest, there's nothing like has been developed for it yet. I just texted my website developer just a couple hours ago just to get like some things rolling. So we don't have a website for it yet. We only have product right now, and we only have like supply chain and like our vendors figured out from there. We're still trying to like put things together into the mix, but it is a CBD gummy, which is going to be the first product. And there is a small amount of THC. We're still trying to figure out like how exactly we're going to position ourselves in the market. But right now we are considering of positioning ourselves as in like the go-to gummy for any type of event you want to use CBD for. Like, say if you're gonna go on a date with somebody, that we're gonna have like a gummy for like just having a more pleasurous time when you're going out. And even for things like sleep and relaxation, which a lot of that already exists, but I think our product is really good compared to everything else in the market, especially for how it performs and how it tastes. Um, the name, we don't exactly have a name yet. We're still deciding. We're maybe gonna go with the name Legendary CBD. We're still like on the fence about it as of now, but that's what it is right now. That's the most I can share as of the top of my head.
Awesome. That's very interesting. I think it's a really cool idea. Tell me more about the business conference. How are those like? What do you do?
Yeah, of course. So the one in September, um, it was called a capitalism conference. Corny name, I know, but it was super cool. There were about 200 people there, plus the keynote speakers and guests that were invited. And it was held by a company called capitalism.com. They like are the hub for a lot of physical product entrepreneurs and such, and provide lots of mentorship, and they have a fund and have lots of guidance. And at the event there were like keynote speakers such as Moise Ali, who is the founder of Native Deodorant, AJ Patel, who is the founder of High Key Snacks Zesty Paws, which was sold for 600 million just like a month before the event, and Miki Agrawal, who's like the founder of Tushy and Thinks. And so these high high level entrepreneurs there, plus the people that were just attending who you didn't know if the person next to you was actually like just at the very beginning of their journey, or like just already is like slinging out of the gate with like a 8-figure business or something. Like, it was crazy, and it was so dope to be in an environment like that where everybody was incentivized to just help each other. And that was the one in September. The one I went to in January, it was also hosted by capitalism.com, but it wasn't as big of an event. It was just a small meetup for their fund and the investors in their fund, and the brands, the founders of the brands that they invested in, and plus a couple other people that were invited. I was one of the people that was invited. Mikhail was there because he's an investor in the fund, and it was cool. Like, we had like a mastermind session where basically we got around a conference table, and each person got 5 minutes to talk, to like get time to dissect about anything that is happening in their business, and like everybody can just pitch in their ideas. So that was pretty cool. And yeah, that's like the two biggest ones I went to so far.
That's really cool. Keerthan, entrepreneurship is definitely in your blood. How did that happen? Like, have you been doing this since you're really young? Is this something new?
Honestly, man, I have no clue how this started. Like, I guess, like, to be honest, I'm the person that was like, that always wanted to be an entrepreneur, to be honest. I think like books such as Rich Dad Poor Dad started to like get me delved into this world. But even though like Rich Dad Poor Dad is a great book, but it wasn't like something I was actually trying to like make the center of like everything I do around. But it was cool. Like, books definitely gave me a little bit of like a deep dive into what everything is about. Um, and I guess from there I started to go down like I guess a rabbit hole per se, where like you see all these like people just helping each other, just like businesses that you should start and like where you can get assistance from. and it was super cool to be around that. And another thing that really sparked it for me is last year I was a heavy user of the app called Clubhouse. Sachin, have you heard about that? Clubhouse?
Of course, man. Yeah.
Yeah. So like I know they're not really that relevant anymore, but Clubhouse, like I was like spending so much time on there with like other people in the business space and such. And like I was in so many pitch practice rooms for Sense Fiction, and then because I got like so many times just working out my pitch, I got like better at pitching overall. And yeah, I guess those two avenues are what like really like sparked it for me, if that makes sense.
Yeah, there's probably a lot of people watching or listening right now that want to learn more about pitching. What's like your best piece of advice when you're pitching a company?
Hmm, I guess my best piece of advice is start with a structure. I'll actually pull one up right here. Let me see if I can find this. Hmm. Do you think I can share the screen right
Yeah,
here?
for sure. Go for it.
Perfect. Cool. So I will show you this super quick. Or actually, let me see if I can. HG. My internet has been kind of laggy recently, so
No worries.
excuse everything that's going down here. But um, hmm. Mm, there, Jonathan is somebody I've talked to on Clubhouse so many times, and on his Instagram, he has a pitch structure you can start with to like get like the basics down for your pitch. Let me see if I can pull that up super quick, and then I can like demonstrate what I'm talking about. Um,
Sure.
one
Yeah. While
second.
we wait for my audience, as you guys know, I did a pitch competition, David Meltzer's 2 minute drill show. That was definitely an amazing opportunity that's coming out. My episode's going to be out in May. Um,
Tell me more about it. I'm actually kind of curious. Like, uh what was the competition
yeah,
like?
it was a pretty amazing competition. It's on Bloomberg TV and Amazon Prime, so it's a pretty big
Mm,
show. So pretty much like you're competing for $50,000, and you have to just pitch your company. You only have 2 minutes to do it, and then after the 2 minutes, there's like a bunch of judges, like super successful people, like millionaires, billionaires. So it was amazing to like pitch my company in front of these big names, and pretty much after the 2 minutes, they just choose who the winner is. And there's also the JA Impact Award winner, Junior Achievement. I actually won that, so that was something really cool.
congrats.
Yeah, so in May, be sure to check that out, and I'll give you guys more information about that. But I think you pulled it up. This looks amazing. Pitch structure.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, this is the one. Yeah, you're gonna have to tell me a little bit about the competition later, but this is the pitch structure like I recommend a lot. Um, it's not that long. You can basically, for each point here, you can put like two sentences, and like you can add up all those sentences and already have like a decent 2 minute pitch to start with.
Mhm.
But yeah, that is the that is what I kind of recommend starting with a structure. Another thing is making sure your slides are simple. They don't have to be like overly complicated. And when I mean simple, I don't I also mean clear. Like when you ever send a pitch to an investor or anything, you're never going to send a video of yourself presenting it. You're only going to send the slides. And so make sure your slides themselves are very clear and like very understandable to anybody, to be honest. And yeah, I guess those are my two biggest pieces of advice: is structure and um clarity while being like simple and minimal. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense. I love it, and thanks for pulling that up. That was really
Of course, of
informative.
course.
So you've partnered with the gaming YouTuber to start a company. I'd love to hear more about that.
Yeah. So, the story behind it was my old friend from, sorry, my old friend from Irvington. His name is Tony. We were like brothers for each other from back in high school, and he hit me up. He goes to UIUC right now. He's also a sophomore. He hit me up that him and his friend, who was also at UIUC, wanted to start a business. And then I asked him who is his friend. His friend is a gaming YouTuber, with like 800,000 subscribers. His YouTube name is Crying Man, and he's basically like a huge Brawl Stars influencer. Um, the and what we did at first, what I gave him as a piece of advice is I asked him if he can do like a little poll with his community of like, say, maybe like an energy drink, because that was the first thing that came to mind. Because I think of like what products can you do for gaming? Like the first thing that came to mind were energy drinks because of like companies like G Fuel and stuff like that. And I make him do like a little community poll on his YouTube channel asking if his subscribers would actually like an energy drink. And we, so far, 24,000 people have voted, and 87% of them said they love the idea of like a gaming energy drink from him. So that was pretty cool. So that was like instant market validation right there. And just right there, I was like, oh, I need to hop on this. So like straight up, I just became the co-founder of that thing. Like I was like, let me go in. And then they were super, and then Tony was super cool about it because he knew about like all the things I was working on. Like, to be honest, until I joined, it was just me advising Tony what to do. And then he was like, he kept begging me like, bro, please join, just join. And I was like considering it, like I have this other thing going with Mikhail and I have this thing happening too. So then I was like, I guess like screw it, why not? But so that is that, and the company name is called All In, like all in energy, and it's like it's about like just going all in whenever you're playing and such. And um what we're right now focusing on is just like building up our email waitlist. We're planning on launching the landing page for that on his YouTube channel in a couple of days. Um and so hopefully we can like set a new record in this space because the we're doing a referral strategy that the company's Harry's did. I don't know if you know Harry's, the shaving razor, but what they're known for, at least in the business space, is one thing they're known for is they had a um, email referral giveaway style to build their like email list, email newsletter list, and they did like referrals for if you refer this many people, you get a prize from Harry's. This many, you get this prize. And then doing that, they got like 100,000 emails in a week, which was like really really unheard of, especially for like just completely organic marketing. But we're trying to do the same thing, except we're gonna do it with an influencer who has like a raving fan base. So we're super excited for how that's gonna turn out. But that's that. And I think what's super exciting about that is I'm going to be working with like somebody I knew my entire life, someone I can like heavily trust and just give lots of attention to, and somebody I know that I can like how do I say this? Somebody I know I can deal with very easily just because I grew up with this person. And that's the other thing that's happening. Um and yeah, but hopefully we can set the new record for like building a waitlist through this strategy. I think it would be super cool, but especially like at the age of 19, or I'll be 20 technically by the time like that happens. But I think that would be super cool if we can break that new record. But even though if we can get like tens of thousands of emails just within like a week or so, that's gonna like set a crazy standard regardless. But yeah, that's the story about that.
That's big things, man. You're such a hustler, and I have so much respect for you. I think that's amazing, and I love All In. You know, the name of this show is Ochakde in Punjabi. That's is in Punjabi means go for it. And I love All In. I think it's an amazing idea, and I'm sure you guys will hit that record. But thank you so
Appreciate
much. Yeah, thank you so much for being on the show. It was awesome to have you. Anything you want to say before? Any words of wisdom or your favorite part being on the show?
I don't words of wisdom. I don't have any on the top of my head. I guess I guess just try things. You never know what's going to happen, and don't be afraid to leave something. Like, I was really attached to Sense Fiction as a one, but like, as you, for example, Sachin, you already probably can expect like these two other things that are happening right now can blow up way
Yeah,
more. And
definitely.
I was like emotionally attached to something like Sense Fiction, and I guess words of wisdom from that experience is like, if you're really young, don't be afraid to like leave something, completely change something. I guess like short term it's gonna hurt a little bit, but the long term is you like are actually growing closer to like what you actually want to do. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Um, a couple other things I recommend, just finding out who you are as a person, asking other people like, where do you, how do I bring value to your life? Asking friends that are close to you, and maybe asking them, where do you see me holding myself back and such like that. There are, I know, to like understand yourself, there are like karyotype tests you can do and stuff like that, and online most of them are kind of trash. Like, honestly, I don't really believe in like the Myers-Briggs 12 personality. What I do think is actually really cool, it is, I don't know why they charge so much money, but there's a company called Wealth Dynamics, and it's started by Roger Hamilton, who's like a really successful entrepreneur as well. They have a pretty good test for understanding like what your entrepreneurial personality is. And like, after taking the little 2 minute test and like just the multiple choice test and then just reading my report, I was like, yep, this is me. Like, so that is something I recommend. But and just going all in on like whatever your strengths are, and making sure you can like network with other people as well. Like go to events, just like ask about or share what you're working on with other people. Like, it is way easier to network if you already have a business than if you don't have a business and you're planning to start one. um and yeah, that's, I guess that those are my little couple pieces of wisdom. I guess what I really liked about the show is you have a lot of admiration for anybody who comes in. Like, I'm not that special in my opinion, but you still like are following up with me like very well. So I appreciate that. You're a cool host, dude.
No, I think you are really special, man. I think what you're doing is amazing, and I look forward to seeing all this stuff. And I'm gonna check out that test. Seems pretty interesting. But yeah, have an amazing rest of your day. And guys, make sure to hit that subscribe button. You can comment something, like this video, and share it with a friend or family member. Thank you.
Appreciate it.